Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Hey, it's been raining, so I may speak a little bit loud. Today I'm going to talk about all the custom work that we do to bring hubs to the market. Most of our hubs, we are the only ones in the world that are producing them. I'm going to say this again. We are the only people on this planet that are making these components. And we cover the Dodge, Chevrolets, Jeeps, and Toyotas, and basically those models from the early 90s all the way until today. It's many, many vehicles. Different sizes, different specifications, both hubs, shafts, bearings, you name it. But we've kind of worked it out and found some similarities. So, nobody makes what we do, so we have to make it. So, like when this gentleman, Steve, he ordered this lock and hub kit for his Jeep. It's a 2006 Rubicon Wrangler. Now, those earlier models, there weren't so many differences. Once you jump into 2007, they increased the axles, increased the shafts, made U-joints bigger, modified the hubs, and you name it. So, nobody makes what we do. This is a lock and hub spline unit that has been put together. Factory Jeep hubs look something like this. We have to first remove the studs. A lot of these newer models are not designed for the studs to be removed. There's no access, they run into clearance. Sometimes you might even have to cut them out, grind them off. So once we receive an order, we have to get going, or this would take weeks and weeks. So we immediately get going. We keep these hubs around, the base hubs for different models. And then we've got to get going. So, on the Jeeps, the very first thing that we have to do is we have to bore this inside 1/15, 1/16 deep at a very, very specific diameter and finish. Then we must bore out all the splines all the way through and make it ready for the cage needle roller bearing that goes in the back. So that's the very first machine work that we have to do, and which gets us no splines. And the secret of locking hubs and free spin hubs is removing the splines and getting a bearing in there, just like Ford has been doing forever. We machine them for heavy duty, double sealed, 35 millimeter cage needle bearings, 20 millimeters wide to take an extreme amount of load. The Ford, their design on the Super Duty, the small bearing design, this is a Ford hub. They only use a 12 millimeter bearing. We nearly double it. There we go. So now, we prep one of the hubs for machine work. Then we have to get some splines in here. So, how do we do that? We must fabricate the spline pucks from scratch. We must fabricate them from scratch, and of course we do every single thing in-house. These are all splined on our 6A. Multiple videos of us splining things. There's different sizes of pucks. This is smaller, this is bigger. You have to know which one to use. Once we have the pucks machined and splined, another entirely laborious process, then we have to combine the two. There is no way to weld on something like this, distortion, what have you, but they must be joined. There's a new method that's been out for years, how you attach gears to large shafts on an industrial level, battleships, aircraft carriers and such. Look it up. It's called cryogenic freezing or liquid nitrogen. If you submerge something in liquid nitrogen and bring it down to negative 273 degrees or approximately 300, the steel will contract 2 to 3 thousandths. One of the theories of simple chemistry and thermodynamics. It is literally a cold weld that is extremely difficult. I reiterate, this is the way they attach huge gears that are feet across from drive shafts, crank shafts, propeller shafts, because no amount of welding would ever work. It is impossible. So, do a cold weld. We use that high-tech process here. We machine these pucks to within 2.5 thousandths. And then we nitrogen freeze, shrink these pucks, press them in. Voila! After we have done all that work, we now have a hub that is splined, that is now ready for a locking mechanism that has been used for years. We often talk about how we copied Ford's design. No one has more experience with locking hubs and locking mechanisms than Ford. Ford has been using locking hubs continuously since 1966 on the Bronco. Look at any Super Duty today. Yes, they're bigger, more designed, more robust, but Ford has got it down. Once again, think of the millions and millions of Ford Super Duties that have been on the road, both past and today. Truly millions. They have this perfected. All we did was copy Ford's design. This is a Ford design hub. This is not us. This was used by Mazda, Toyota, Ford, actually International, the 27 spline concept. Here is some shafts. Now we will move on to the shafts. Factory Jeep stub shafts do not look like this. Not even close. We manufacture these stub shafts here. 4340, the best that there is. We manufacture and machine these and spline this with a standard 27 spline in-house. Once again, yes, we have our own 6A. We are able to make our own gears and our own splines in-house. That is one of the only reasons that this is economically possible. To be real honest with you, we don't make a whole lot of money off of some of the locking hubs at all. It's more of, yes, we did it. It's never been done before, and nobody else in the world's done it or doing it. That's just a fact. Some people call that an ego stroke. I don't. I just think it's cool to do shit that other people haven't been able to do or haven't figured out how to do. So, there are different shafts. You'll notice these are all Jeep shafts. Here's one. See the thickness? Here's another one. They're different lengths, different sizes, different thicknesses. later Rubicon, different U-joint specs, different sizes, different diameters, different caps, and all that. When you order your hubs, we commit products and labor immediately. When we grind these studs out, we do this right here. These base units are not returnable. When the order is placed, we commit because we've got to get going, or people would just be waiting weeks and weeks and weeks because we're busy. We can't put these things together fast enough. We are truly blessed. Once again, we cannot put these together fast enough. There is a load of Jeep shafts that we have manufactured that are ready to go. It is a brilliant design. It is not our design. This is a Ford design that's been copied by many other people. I'm going to repeat this again. People don't seem to get it. This is not our design. I'm going to repeat it again for the challenged folks. This is not our design. This is a Ford design used by Mazda, Toyota, and International, and Jeep also used the 27 spline design in the 80s. So, locking mechanism slides right down in there. Shaft goes through. We now have a two-wheel drive free spinning hub because of the bearing capability. And when we put this on the front, we now have the locking capability. Locking and unlocking. This is locked. And this is free. That is what gives you the capability. You must have a bearing hub with splines and splines on the end of the shaft in order for it to work. This is a fail-safe design. It has been used since 1987 on the Toyotas, Fords. It is a fail-proof design. And at this point in time, these have been out on the Jeep a little over a year. We have had no failures so far. You ought to see this same design is used on the half-ton Chevrolets and the Dodges, our personal vehicle and the Jeep. And you ought to see some of the mud holes and stuff that it's been through. So, there you go, my friends. Once you place your order, we commit large sums of money, manpower, and technology to fulfilling the order. So we can get them done and get them out. Because frankly, we are covered up. Absolutely covered up. We are a small family business, and we have a small team of experts, top experts, and we don't allow other people in our family. God bless you. God bless America. And happy trucking. Bye.